Hello, welcome back. In this video, I am going to show you how to solve radical equation. Okay, so it's going to be a continuation from part 1, and here's part 2. So we have this radical equation, which is 3x plus 28 to the power of 1/2 equal to x. So what do I say that this is a radical equation? Again, exponent of 1/2 can be written as the square root. Okay, so this is a square root equation. Why? Because the exponent is 1/2. So we are going to follow the steps that I showed you last time on the previous video, which are right here. Okay, so you're going to follow those steps one by one. So you're going to isolate the radical. So here, step 1, the radical, which is the expression 3x plus 28 raised to the power of 1/2, has been already isolated. So I don't need to do step 1. Now step 2, I'm going to raise both sides of the equation to the power equal to the index of the radical. And the index represents the number on the top left corner of the radical symbol. Since we have the square root, so the radical is not the radical is represented as a fractional exponent of 1/2. Okay, so basically to undo the square root, we square both sides. Why? So that the exponent of 1/2 can become 1/2. Okay, so you may ask, okay, what number do you have to multiply 1/2 to get 1? It's going to be the reciprocal of 1/2, 1/2, which is 2/1, or just 2. That's why I call you square both sides. So multiply the exponent by 2 also means to square. That's the same meaning. Okay, multiplying the exponent by 2 is the same thing as squaring. Okay, now step 3, you're going to simplify and solve. So now remember, 1/2 times 2 multiply 2. So I can put the 1 under. Okay, so 1 times 2 is 2 on the numerator. On the denominator, I have 2 times 1 is 2 as well. And you know that 2 goes into 2 once. Okay, so now let's simplify. We simplify to 3x plus 28 to the power of 1 equal to x squared. Now, 3x plus 28 to the power of 1 is just 3x plus 28 equal to x squared. So now we want to, this is a quadratic equation because the highest exponent is 2 on the variable x is 2. So you have to write the equation in standard form. So I have to make one side to be equal to 0, okay? And I'm going to choose to make the left side to be equal to 0. So since x squared here, the coefficient of x squared is positive, I don't want it to make into a negative. Okay, so that's why I'm going to leave it right here. So make sure you leave x squared. If x squared is positive, just leave it there at its location on the right side. Because if you subtract x squared, the x squared is going to be negative. Then you have to divide everything by -1. So all I want to do here, so you're going to subtract 2x on both sides and subtract 28 as well. And the new equation is going to be, so this can cancel out to 0, equal to x squared minus 3x minus 28. Okay, so if you want, we can leave the equation like this, but since I like to have the equal to 0 on my right side, I'm just going to write as x squared minus 3x minus 28, but you don't have to. For me, I just prefer to write, it's just a habit, just to have the equal sign on my right. Okay, now we are going to, the goal is to solve for x. We want to find the x values that make this equation true, equal to 0. And this x value is going to be, so to get this x value, I can factor. Okay, the equation is factorable. Okay, what do I say is factorable? Because the coefficient of x squared here is 1, I can choose your two empty factor like this, and then write x inside each one of them. Why? X times x is x squared. So now I need to fill in the missing numbers. So for this, I need to think of two numbers that multiply to negative 28 and add to negative 3 as at the same time. So what are the factors of negative 28 that add to negative 3? And those two numbers are going to be negative 7 and positive 4. So negative 7 times positive 4 is negative 28. Negative 7 plus 4 is negative 3. So that's what I'm going to write here, negative 7 and positive 4. So next, we're going to apply the zero product property, which means you're going to take each factor and you're going to set it equal to 0. So I'm going to write x minus 7 equal to 0, comma x plus 4 equal to 0, and solve for x. And here to solve for x, all I have to do is add 7 for the first equation. The next one I have to subtract 4. And I end up with x equal to 7, the first solution, and the second one is x equal to negative 4. Okay, so we have done with step 1, 2, and 3. So now we need to check our solution to identify any extraneous solutions. Okay, so let's check the solutions, and I'm going to check it on my right. So I'm going to start checking using the first solution, x equals 7. So how do we check? You're going to use the same original equation. And now whatever you used to see to write x, I'm going to write 7 there, okay? So you're going to start with 3 parentheses plus 28. So you're trying to see both sides is going to be equal to the same, equal to each other. Now, 3 times 27 is 21. Plus 28 to the power of 1/2. Is it going to be equal to 7? Now, 21 plus 28 is 49 to the power of 1/2. Is it going to be equal to 7? Now, if you don't know what is 47 to the power of 1/2, remember that 1/2 represents the square root. Okay, so what is the square root of 47? So what whole number, a positive number. So we don't want, so what whole number do you multiply by by itself and you get 49? Okay, it's going to be 7. You don't want to use negative 7 here. You only want to use the principal root, the positive factor, okay, which is going to be 7. So 7 is equal to itself. It's true. So I know that x equals 7 is the solution. Now let me check for x equal negative. For x equal negative 4. Okay, 3 times negative 4 is negative 12 plus 28. 1/2. Negative 12 plus 28 add up to 16 to the power of 1/2. So you're going to see, the goal is to see both sides are the same number. So now remember, exponent of 1/2 represents square root of 16. So it should be square root of 16. Is it going to be equal to negative 4? So what number do we multiply by itself? And you get 16. So again, you only want to use a positive value, the principal root of 16, which is going to be just 4. And is positive 4 equal to negative 4? Again, it's never true, never true. But a positive number can be equal to a negative number, so never true. So what can you conclude then? We can conclude that x equal to -4 is the extraneous solution. Okay, is the extraneous solution. So the only solution to this radical equation is x equal to +7. Okay, so remember, so all you have to do is to follow the steps on the what I told you, step 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then make sure you write your the statement, the conclusion, and you should be done, and you are done. Okay, so now this was a square root equation. The next example is going to be a cube root equation. Okay. Okay, so you have a cube root equation here. Why am I saying this? So you have 2, and again, if you don't see an operation, assume it's multiplication between two terms is multiplication. 2 times the factor of x minus 50 to the power of 1/3 equal to -10. So when you have a fractional exponent of 1/3, you're here with you have here a cube root. Fractional exponent of 1/3 is a cube root. So now I'm going to follow step 1. So the goal when you want to solve radical equation, you have to make sure that you always isolate the term with the radical, and the term with the radical is the factor x minus 50 to the power of 1/3. So to isolate this, I need to remember you're not supposed to -2 because you're not adding 2 to the x minus 50 to the power 1/3. You are multiplying the 2. So to undo multiplication of 2, we divide. And whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. Like that. So now 2 goes into 2 once. It's not 0 once. And 1 times this factor is that factor. So I'm just going to write that here. Okay, now we isolated the radical term, which is the cube root of x minus 50. So now what do we do next? To undo the cube root, you have to raise both sides to the power of 3, or basically to cube it. Okay, so I'm going to multiply the exponent of 1/3 by 3, and whatever I do on the left, I have to do that on the right side. Why? To balance the equation. So 1/3 times 3 is simplified to 1 whole. Okay, and I have here -5 cube is -5 times -5 times -5, which is going to be -125. Now to solve for x, all I have to do here is to get x alone, I add 50 on both sides. So the new equation is going to be x equal -75. Okay, so if you want, I know that we are done solving. Okay, so since I know that the power, we didn't, since I know that you did not square, or you didn't square both sides, so I know there's no extraneous solutions. You only end up with extraneous solution when you are squaring both sides of the equation. Okay, but because here you're not squaring, but you cube both sides, you don't need to check to identify the extraneous solution. But here, what you can do, you can check to make sure that your answer is correct. Okay, sorry, I forgot a negative here. Okay, so let's check. So I'm going to check that x equal -7 if it's a truly the solution. Okay, not because you want to find any extraneous solutions here. So let's check. So you have 2. So you're going to plug in -75 inside. So 2 times Now, so you notice here that the exponent of 1/2 means cube root. What is the cube root of negative 125? So basically, this is asking what number do you multiply, what integer do you multiply by itself 3 times, and you end up with negative 125. So that number is going to be negative 5. And you see that 2 times negative 5 is negative 10, and negative 10 is equal to itself. Negative 10 is true. Okay, so we can conclude that. So the solution to this radical equation is this equation is x equal negative 75, and that's it. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. Okay, if my video was helpful to you, don't forget to like the video. Okay, thank you for being here, and it was my pleasure. Have a wonderful day and see you into the next one. Bye bye.